Uh, Good morning, everybody. Captain Ramanujam here.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. This is Dipankar from Autodesk.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Good, sir. Good morning, Captain. Good morning, Professor Chitra.
Good morning, Dipankar. Yeah. Good morning, sir. Captain, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning, madam. Mr. Dipankar, your view is really overwhelming.
Well, this is a virtual background. So this is one of the Autodesk offices. I think this is in Boston.
Okay.
So in Zoom, you can put a virtual background.
Okay.
Yeah. So your virtual background looks nice.
Yes.
Well, every time we change it just to remove the monotony for the last 4 months.
That is true. Yeah.
Good morning.
So, Dr. Chitra, how is the new education policy?
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
morning.
Yeah, I have looked at briefly because of this thing. I haven't looked at deeply into the education policy yet. But earlier draft itself, we had read it, like the higher education part of it.
But they're bringing that 4-year program with research. That is one major change that they are having.
Sir, I have gone through the policy, but for a period, sir.
Hi, good morning, Ramesh.
Ramesh?
Good morning, Dr. Chitra.
Yeah.
So he's in a different background. You can see, man. Are you in the college?
Yeah, I'm in the college. Yeah.
Okay. And where is your college located? In Chennai?
It's on the way to Mahabalipuram.
Okay.
You haven't been there. That's one of the most green, verdant, beautiful campus I've seen.
Okay. I haven't been there. Of course, I've been to Mahabalipuram, but it's been, yeah, it's a nice drive actually. So, Captain, are you also in Chennai or in Delhi?
Yes, in Chennai.
Okay.
So we also, the lockdown continues in some form or other. Now there's really no difference between unlockdown and lockdown because, everything is merging into each other.
Right.
So they suddenly said unlockdown 3, then they say lockdown 4.
Right.
But everybody is doing whatever they have to do.
Right. I know. Bangalore is, there's normal traffic outside.
Yes.
But the cases are rising.
Yeah, see, self-discipline in our country is extremely difficult. So,
Yes, correct. So, Ma'am Chitra, the same bridge will be good for the next inauguration, for the national inauguration?
No, actually there is a YouTube link for that.
Can you send it to us? Because I don't.
Yeah, actually I can ask one of these people to put it in the chat box. Gladwin? Gladwin?
Yes, madam.
Can you put the national inauguration YouTube link in the chat box?
Yes, madam. Now I'll put.
Yeah.
Hi, Conway. Good morning.
Hi, very good morning.
Good morning, Conway. This
So
is
let me
Chitra.
introduce Conway, who is the head of the Autodesk Education based in Singapore.
Yeah. Good morning.
And, Professor Chitra, is coordinating all this inauguration, and then we have Captain Ramanujam, who is the chief guest for today's function.
And more importantly, I'm heading this Logistics Skill Council, which is a sector which is full of opportunities for young students to crack their brains. And
Fantastic. Fantastic. Good morning to everyone. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning, Conway.
Hey, Ramesh.
Ma'am?
Yes, I got
Ma'am,
it.
I've given the link in the chat box, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, madam, we have given 2 links. Both are the same link?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Both are the same.
Okay.
Two people shared it. So the same link.
Okay.
Yeah, second one I shared. That's a shortened URL.
Good morning, Kevin.
Morning, Dr. Chitra. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. So please meet Captain Ramanujam sir, who is going to be the chief guest for this. And this is Kevin, the guest of honor. And here Deepankar Bhattacharya from Autodesk. So he's here. Meet Kevin from
Hi.
Digital First. Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Also, introducing you to Conway, who is also one of the guests of honor for today's function. To everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Everyone. Hi, Kevin. Hi.
Hi, Kevin. Good morning.
Good morning, Deepankar.
Are you based in Bangalore?
I'm based in Chennai.
Okay.
And the expediters that you head is in where's your office?
So we have multiple offices across various locations, but I'm based out of Chennai and I head the global center for expeditors.
Oh, great. We work pretty closely with expeditors, by the way.
I know.
We have a representation also in our governing council.
Yes.
And in fact, last year we had our students apprenticed with your company too.
I know that, yeah.
Anand Chaturvedi is there with us.
Yeah. He's a CSR person, yes.
That's right. And I think it's a good thing for us that the logistics sector is getting prime importance in these hackathons, because this is a sector which is full of opportunities to crack problems.
Absolutely, yeah. Well said, Raman.
Good morning, ma'am. You have to unmute, ma'am. Ma'am, you have to unmute yourself.
Good morning.
Here is our President, Kala Madam. And,
Good morning, madam. How are you, madam?
And in that.
Yeah, Captain Ramanujam sir is here as chief guest, and Kevin and Mr. Conway, they are the guest of honors. Good morning, sir. Namalai sir, good morning. Our principal is here.
Good morning, madam.
Hello.
Very good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hi.
Gladwin.
Good morning, sir.
Gladwin,
Yes, madam. Yes, ma'am.
can we start?
Yes, ma'am. We'll start, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. A very warm welcome to all of you. So this is Dr. Joseph Gladwin, the single point of contact for Smart India Hackathon. And this is a very unique and a very wonderful gathering for the inauguration of the 4th edition of the Smart India Hackathon Software Edition. This year, this is going to be a fully virtual because of this pandemic situation. And at the outset, I thank and congratulate the entire team who has worked for the Smart India Hackathon, all the participants, all the invitees, the management. I now request our principal, Dr. V. Annamalai, to give you a welcome address.
Thank you. Good morning, dear friends and delegates. I'm very happy to be amidst young innovators who are assembled to solve India's industrial challenges. In universities, we always talk about industry-institute interaction. Here is a clear-cut example of such an event. The major factor is that companies are coming forward to you. Those who are in industry understand. We seniors usually always tell to the youngsters, your age is my experience, listen to me. That's what we normally say in industries. But this is the first time where we're looking at industries coming forward to students seeking their advice and suggestions to solve their problems. So that's a very positive sign. As students, instead of being bookworms, you have come forward to venture into areas which you do not know, but still want to solve that problem. That is another positive sign. In spite of having several reasons to have cancelled that event, MHRD's Innovation Cell has not decided to go do that. In spite of all the difficulties, they have decided to go ahead, even if it is an online event, let's take it as a challenge. So that's a positive sign. By all global standards, this kind of forum is a great non-comparable open innovation platform. That is also a positive sign. And in the evening, we have got another positive sign, PM going to address us. With all such forces coming together, there can be only prosperity and progress. Our institution has been assigned 5 problem statements from Autodesk, TCI, Great Learning, and FIS. Autodesk is seeking solutions for a personalized flying vehicle. It's exciting to see when you are stuck in traffic, how do you get out and fly on yourself on your own. Very exciting problem. TCI is also seeking solutions for predicting the tariff rate for next session. FIS is seeking solutions for data mining that will probe into public web for understanding what actions are required by corporates. The second project is on a system which can connect to applications, mine and analyze data, provide results to stakeholders. Great Learning is into e-learning, and we all know, all of us are on learning. We want to know whether you switch on video, mute everything, and whether you are participating or not interacting is always a doubt. So that's a very interesting problem statement they are given to understand what is the mechanism, monitor and measure the attention span of people online. With some exciting companies coming together, exciting problems facing together, and all of you are excited to solve it. I'm also excited to see how it's going to go. And thanks to our management for providing this opportunity. Thanks to our Spock, and thanks to Chitra Babu for all these opportunities. I wish you all a very good learning experience for the day. Thank you. Madam, you have to unmute yourself, madam.
Thank you, sir, for that welcome speech. Next, I would like to invite our President, Madam Kala Vijaykumar, to deliver her presidential address.
Good morning to all, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this virtual grand finale of the Smart India Hackathon 2020. Smart India Hackathon is one of the biggest innovation challenges in the world, and it has we've seen 3 very successful editions. And true to the saying, challenging time provides greater opportunities. So this year, hackathon, we are able to overcome the challenge of this COVID pandemic, and then we are doing it virtually. So the opportunity it's provided, it's proved to us that the geographical location is not a constraint. In fact, SSN, a person from SSN College of Engineering is joining hands with a student in US and doing a joint internship problem and working on a joint internship problem at Carnegie Mellon University. So these are the various opportunities that we can tap on, and like that, the Smart India Hackathon, today we have some of the brightest minds in India working on very challenging real world problems posited by the government, PSUs, and private organizations. So the new national education policy, which has been formulated very recently after a gap of 34 years, has emphasized that quality education and innovation and research are 3 strong pillars which will, on which India will become a future superpower. So talking about the quality of education, I'd like to mention that SSN College of Engineering was started in 1996 by Dr. Shiv Nadar to bring world-class quality education to students from all meritorious meritorious students from all economic background. So when we are talking, NEP has highlighted the importance of innovation and research. And at SSN, we have various schemes to promote innovation and research among students. And I would like to mention the STIR scheme, which is stimuli for technological research, innovation and research among students. So through this, we do provide our students with a lot of internal funding for their potential projects. And every year, around over 200 student projects are sponsored by the management to the tune of over 75 lakhs year on year. And we have seen the benefit, we've seen the interest of our students in innovation and research. And it gives me great pleasure to mention that in last year's Smart India Hackathon, 2019 edition, 14 teams from SSN had won in software and hardware put together. And that is one of the maximum number of colleges prizes which was got by a single college in India. And now for any 21st century learner, it is absolutely essential. 4 C's are absolutely essential: critical thinking, creativity, communication, collaboration, and communication. So critical thinking is all about solving problems. Creativity is thinking out of the box, coming up with out of the box solution. Collaboration shows the students to how to work together, whether you can work together. And now this challenge has showed that you can virtually work together from different locations. And communications. This is very important because once you come up with a solution for a problem, you should be able to communicate well and make the others understand the potential in your solution. So this Smart India Hackathon holds all the 4 C's, all the 4 C's. So then this grand finale is going to challenge all the 4 C's of the students and their mentors. And I'd also like to mention over here that each of the teams which are participating, I'd like to tell you that you have really achieved and come to this level. So there is no concept of winning or losing, but I advise you to enjoy this, enjoy providing solution for India's greatest problem. It's going to be a great learning curve for each one of you. And I wish you all the best. And I'm very honored that SSN has been selected as one of the nodal centers for this great hackathon. So I once again welcome you and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that inspirational speech. Next, I would like to introduce our chief guest for today's inauguration, Captain Ramanujam sir, Chief Executive Officer at Logistics Sector Skill Council, Chennai, India. He has a rich experience of 30 years in maritime logistics and transportation. He has been engaged with the skill ecosystem since its inception in 2010. As CEO Logistics Skill Council, his endeavor is to ensure logistics companies have at least 25% of their workforce below managerial cadre, skilled and LSC certified, while reducing the cost of hiring by 20% in 3 years. He is an ardent advocate of apprenticeship and feels this should be the preferred route for companies and candidates, as it is a win-win situation for both. He also feels education and vocational skills are intimately connected and has had the support of the academic institutions, industry, and Government of India to embed logistics training in the educational sector. Sir, over to you.
Thank you. Mrs. Kala Vijay Kumar, President, SSN Institutions, Dr. Annamalai, Principal, other distinguished speakers and guests of honor, respected faculty, and my dear students. It's a matter of great honor for me to be participating in this prestigious Smart India Hackathon organized by the SSN institutions. SSN group of institutions needs no introduction. It's a hallmark of quality. Just a visit to the institute puts you on a kind of a different kind of a frame of mind. And I think all the students would be indeed privileged to be a part of this institution. One of the major things that I found when I started the initial interaction is a desire to connect with the industry. And I think that kind of a desire to interact with the industry and solve problems, I think it's a win-win for both the institution as well as the industry, given the very smart and bright minds that you have in your campus. This hackathon has 3 especially endearing kind of features. The first is that it's a tech forum for problem solving. Second, as I said, it brings industry problems to the desktops of the academia, and thereby we can get solutions which beset the industry. The third is the fact that you have introduced logistics domain in a big. I especially feel very, very happy about this, because this is a domain which is full of opportunities and problems. And if we can solve them all one by one, this is an industry which can take India to the next stage of growth, so to say. The national educational policy, as you rightly mentioned, Madam, focuses on research, and hackathons definitely do form a part of that. I'll move on to the logistics sector. Now, as the very word says, the origin, the root word is logic. So, and it is especially amenable for such hackathons or problem solving opportunities. Let us take some examples. Tamil Nadu is a state of industrial activity. You just have to look next door and you have the Ambattur Industrial Estate full of small SMEs, 200 to 300 small companies working in multiple floors. And when you look at it, company A would have gotten a vehicle to bring in the raw material, and company B would be having a vehicle to ship out the finished goods. Is there an opportunity for optimization? Of course, yes. So these are kind of opportunities that present themselves. If we were to just forecast and make the situations of the future more predictable, and then real time validate these kind of what predicted solutions, then you will be able to optimize assets. And once you optimize assets, you have efficiency in logistics operations and companies have more margins. These are problems which can be where academia can really come forward. Regrettably, the logistics sector is full of doers. There are not many thinkers. And this thinking can be brought in by educational institutions. Let me give you one more example. In routing, for example, if you have to decide, as per all, transportation is based on the weight of cargo transported. So can we have an optimal weight and volume mix? What type of cargo should go into the truck? That is one. Second, what is the frequency and the turnaround time required? That will give you an indication of what sort of a capacity of the truck is needed. Can we have return cargo, and what would be the value? If we are able to predict it, together we can then, these two factors of frequency, transport turnaround time, return cargo, will give you exactly what should be your capacity of your truck. And once you have the capacity of the truck and you know whether the cargo is available, you can validate it dynamically in real time. And therefore, you have a beautiful optimization of and match of vehicle capacity versus the cargo availability. In fact, why go that far? In fact, there is a need even to just create standards in the logistics sector for operational efficiency. Even that is not there. For example, if you now look at a fulfillment center in an e-commerce company, it is as good as any other assembly line. Terms such as task time are very much valid in a fulfillment center. Now, if we have these standards which are based on facts and analysis rather than guesswork, I'm sure we would be able to kind of reach up to these kind of standards. If you don't have standards, how do you kind of improve yourself? So the first thing is to set standards. And then once you have the standards, when the sector starts adhering to these standards, just as we adhere to the traffic lights, I think then and once it is documented for the future, I'm sure that will be a stepping stone for ensuring that there are much better efficiencies in the sector, in the logistics sector. A little word of advice for our young students. This particular, I don't want to repeat the word pandemic, it's too discouraging, but what we are going through, if you were to look at the future, we are going to be handling uncertainty in a very, very big way. And we as students, we need to be very situationally much more aware. And you need to constantly think through kind of what if scenarios. Situational awareness brings me to a little WhatsApp, forwards that keep coming. This is between Andre Agassi and Boris Becker, and Boris Becker had beaten Andre Agassi 3 times in a row. Now Andre was trying to figure out now how to beat Becker, and then he found, because the term is boom boom Becker, because his first serve was so solid that you couldn't return that. So Andre Agassi realized that Boris Becker, when he serves, has a funny kind of a quirk where he sticks his tip of the tongue out, and if the tip of the tongue is in the middle, then the serve would be somewhere to the body of Agassi or in the middle of the court. And if the tongue got to the side of the lips, then it would be an ace directed towards, angled away from in the court. Now he realized that yes, he can break Becker. But the main thing was he shouldn't let Becker know that he knew how Becker would serve. So he had to use what he knew at opportune moments where he could win over Becker. And thereafter, as I say, it is all history. 11 times in a row, Agassi beat Becker. That is what is called situational awareness and acuity of our senses. This is the kind of a thing that we as students need to develop in the future. So to cater for the future, what should students kind of improve upon is you need to fortify yourself with domain knowledge. If you are going to be working in a particular sector, you need to have the domain knowledge. You need to skill yourself with technology. And above all, you need to develop the attitude to tolerate ambiguity. Once you have these three qualities, I'm sure the sky is the limit. Knowing the capacity of our students and the competence of the faculty at SSN in group of institutions, such hackathons would deliver fantastic solutions which are the need for the industry. If we were to look at the Atmanirbhar Bharat, I think this is the starting point. So towards that end, I really compliment and congratulate the group, SSN group of institutions, especially the president, Mrs. Kala Vijay Kumar, under whose great leadership all this is happening, the respected faculty, and to have made this event happen despite all the disturbance in our routine life. Thank you very much for having given me this opportunity. God bless the students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Captain Sir, for that very wonderful chief guest address and emphasizing that how attitude also matters along with skills, and to adapt to situations would be a great 21st century skill. Thank you, sir, again. Next, I would call Mr. Kevin George, who is one of the guest of honors. Let me introduce him. He is an author of Digital First. He is a thought contributor, visionary, strategic leader, and management consultant with extensive experience in management consulting, business enablement, IT advisory and strategy, risk management, transition, and program management. His international experience spans across the globe with clear execution strategy of client requirements and ensuring the CXO objectives are met with high satisfaction levels. He has earned strength in demonstrating leadership, creating vision statements, formulation and execution of organizational strategy, and most importantly, caring and managing people. He is a receiver of CEO Award for delivering operational excellence at AstraZeneca. Over to Kevin. Please deliver your guest of honor address.
First of all, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I always very privileged when I had an opportunity to talk to the young minds and the bright minds. Foremost thing, thank you for the SIH organizers. Thank you for the institutional organizers, SSN organization, President Kala Vijay Kumar, Principal Annamalai sir, and Professor Dr. Chitra Babu madam. Amazing opportunity you guys are giving the flourishing students, and definitely you guys are stalwarts in the educational parameter when we put in the state as well as in the national level. Thank you very much for doing a great job on that front. As well as, amazing talk by Captain T.S. Ramanujan, very well set the expectation, outlining the thought process for the students and the next set of bright minds that would shape the country to the next level. And also welcoming all my industry colleagues in the session. And great thanks to the MHRD for organizing this year on year successfully and delivering it an amazing thing. I'd like to actually pick up on the two statements, or the two parameters what President Kala Vijay Kumar actually picked it up. That clearly resonates with me. Why that is so important for in today's context for the people as well as the students community, what we are interacting. I think she mentioned about 4 things. One is the critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. I want to pick up on these 2 things because it has a very well connection to this current statement. The critical thinking and creativity are key elements. I would give an example. Since I'm an author, I read a lot of books. One of the great books I've read is In Search of Excellence by Dale Carnegie. In that, he outlines one critical word called confirmation bias. What is confirmation bias? As a simple example, one person just on the street looking upward the moon or the sky and just watching it for a while, suddenly the other person passed by has an intention to look if something is there in the up, right? The other person will start looking upside. Same like there are 2-3 people gathered and looking something, again the other set of people start looking upwards without even knowing what is there on the sky and why other people are actually looking upwards, right? Without any sake of asking the question why, we always have a tendency to look immediately to the upward and see. Then after 10 minutes, we may realize, hey, why you are looking upside? We have wasted that 10 minutes of our time in our life without even knowing what we are doing. Why do I bring this context to each one of you at the student community is, today, we are driven with confirmation bias. If someone is in industry, we have a latch of following the same thought process, same idea, and why not we do that? If someone is successful in one set of work someone has delivered, I've seen like in a QB following it up, many people follow the same path and they lose what you call the beautiful individuality that the young minds today you all carry on. You lose your creativity there because you are confined to that particular idea someone else who have created and made success. We always followed the big thing, and one of the most valuable companies in the world, obviously the 2 A's we call, or maybe the 3 A's, right? The Alphabets, the Amazons, as well as the Apple. If you see their convergence of the market capitalization, what these guys have created, $5 trillion. I'm sure $5 trillion resonates for us very well for many reasons, but $5 trillion market capitalization is being created by these 3 to 4 companies in the world. Can you believe it? If you push back 15 years back, they were not. If you actually do in the Fortune 10 list, there are different set of companies, and even the market capitalization of hitting $100 billion, that took ages for the companies to do it. But within the last one decade, these companies have marched towards that $1 trillion market capitalization. I could see that. I predicted in my 2017, one of my article when I presented in Indian Institute of Management, Trichy, I told that 2018, you will see there are 3 companies breaching that $1 trillion mark. And exactly that happened. And you won't believe, by 2018, they breached that $1 trillion. Today, Apple stands at $1.6 trillion, vis-a-vis the Google as well as Amazon. Amazon stands at nearly $1.4 trillion. You put that kind of the proposition and the progressive nature these companies are taking it forward. What is causing? It is again a small idea Jeff Bezos had in 1994 to open up an online bookstore. That was his idea. The originality, the individuality, right? That brings the piece of the mindset. He didn't look for, I need to build a $1 billion company or a $1 trillion company. All he had was a small idea, a transformative idea in a critical thinking mindset, a creative ideology that he carried, and he built a massive empire, what we are actually looking at today. But what happens, we all, a lot of times, when I have an interaction with the young entrepreneurs, as well as a lot of young bright minds, they all have this confirmation bias. The confirmation bias is, moving towards something's already established. If someone has done a great automation, someone has done a great artificial intelligence project, we always have a tendency to refer, copy, and replicate. In this entire process, again, I'm telling you, students, what we are missing is your individuality. Because once your age catch up, you lose your critical and the creativity mindset, and you lose your idea. You may have a beautiful idea you want to do. People may say that is crazy. People may say that this will not succeed. You would never know. I can tell you, there are many instances how the industry has been disrupted by small ideas. I don't want to bring and take a time of laying down all those examples, but definitely you yourself know that the transformative of these ideas are categorized into two different buckets today in the world. One category that goes into the products, right? Any organization that can create a product that is actually evangelizing and progressing forward in the terms of the growth. And second categorization that comes in the platform. So the product and the platform, these are two broad category. Any organization, if they want to leverage into the next inflection point of the technology evangelization. I'm not using the word digital because digital as a word has been overbeaten in the industry. Many of people have misused the word, but they don't talk about the subcomponents of the digital, how that is transforming the entire industry as well as the organization and the country. It's very imperative for all of us to understand what it is lays below that. And sometimes we may wrongly perceive based on some of the technological components and success that is actually laying down the path and some success that is given into the market as well, right? So people may conclude about the artificial intelligence, the blockchain, all those things. What I want to give the students some of the key elements when you are developing either a product or a platform. I want you to think through these three technology trends that is shaping well now as well as in the coming years. And these technology trends are not being told much in the market, but these technology trends are going to take a big shape in the next two to 3 years in the market. And I can tell you, if people are not embarking on these technology trends, that's an inflection point that will dictate whether it is like they want to change or perish in the market. The companies who are going to set their tone top and bottom and cross and everywhere on these trends and scale high. The first one I want to disclose here is the hyper automation. The hyper automation, it is a convergence of a lot of intelligent technologies. We have seen the kind of the evolution of artificial intelligence. We have seen the evolution of machine learning. We have seen the evolution of robotic process automation. If you see in every product or a platform or a banking solution, you go through, there is a pop-up comes, right? That's a chatbot. That's an interactive mechanism, intuitive mechanism they're bringing in. And definitely there are a lot of automation that is done within the system. That is an RPA. And they do a lot of data mining, data computing mechanisms to derive a decision pattern. That is machine learning. And augmenting the human activity, that is your artificial intelligence. Now, on top of it, the organization is trying to converge all these things and bringing something called as a hyper automation. Hyper automation is not only replacing what the human activity is doing, but that is going to advance the set of thinking and activities that can futuristically what can happen in the market, and also bring, remember, these two things are very important, the user experience. If you're unable to provide that user experience, that is becoming a big challenge. I think T.S. Ramanujan sir talked about I think some of in the anecdote, they talked about the user experience for a learning platform. What is the attention rate for an individual to engage in a learning platform or any platform? The attention rate could be less than a second. It could be in the microseconds, not only in the learning platform. If you are addressing in a massive conference, the kind of the notion people have and listen to is less than 0.5 seconds. So you are actually going to miss those people within less than 0.5 seconds unless and until you are able to provide a much user experience and a captivity experience for those people. So first is the hyper automation. The second element I want to disclose is the multi experience. Any product that you create, it need to have that VUI, voice user interface, right? Or you need to bring any bit of, in terms of touch, feel, voice, or what you not talk about. The user need to be absolutely comfortable, and that level of intuitive experience, if that product or platform is not going to bring in, again, the product platform, the life cycle that will be reduced. Very well we have seen that in the mobile applications or any of the applications, the life cycle of any product that lies not more than 2 years or 3 years, because you yourself, a student community, will know if you are excited about an app, you install for that period, but maybe 2 to 3 months down the line, you delete it because you don't see that engagement or the value addition that is coming in that product. And third, particularly the element I want to talk about is a very important thing, is the democratization. Do not underestimate the users. Now users are actually becoming technology savvy, and everybody having a lot of knowledge, insights, and they can do more better than you. So again, I want to outline the thought process. As a designer, as a developer, you need to be more from an integrated mindset point of view, because users have those knowledge. So more and more you pass the technology baton and the usage of the technology baton back to the community of users. That is where your products, the platforms, what you're building is going to be highly successful, right? And there are multiple examples which we can lay on, but with the limitation of the time, I would again summarize the hyper automation, the multi-experience, as well as the democratization. These are very nuanced technology trends that is actually shaping very well. I want you to give a sharp mind into these technology trends and engage when you are building your products and platforms. And four other key elements from a developer's point of view, because you are doing a good hackathon. I think today it is not like I need to do every development coding from the beginning, and there are certain low code practices which is like all pre-configured code practices are available in the market, so you can actually use those reconfigurable and those components to build your product in a much efficient enough, much faster way. This will enable organizations and yourself to build that product not for 6 months or 1 year. In a span of 72 hours, in a span of a week, you can build a product and bring that time to market solution to the business. And design to code. Your user experience is very important. Your user design is very important. And there are so much components that is available. Even when you're designing itself, you can do the coding. Earlier days, we have to launch a website that may take months. Today, I'm not that technology savvy guy, but I myself launched my own website in 30 minutes. 30 minutes, that was the time took to me launch my own website. So if that level of configurable components that is available in the market, what wonders each one of you with the technological depth, what you have, you can actually do on. Again, very important thing, do not forget anything that you're creating in the product and platform. The cyber security has to be inbuilt within anytime and everywhere. Do not miss that element. Do not get overexcited when you're developing anything. Always remember that any beautiful product that you create that can be hacked and that can be trashed down overnight, all your hard effort, everything is gone and drained out in that single moment. So please ensure that the cyber security element, the coding, that's what we call, the configuring the cyber security element while doing the coding, that is core important. What I would leave my final thought is be individual, be proud of yourself. What you can do, and be patient. You may not get what you want today, but you will get someday what you want. Never think that tomorrow will not be the same day what you are today. Tomorrow will be definitely a better day, and what you want to achieve in your life, that will come for you if you deserve and if you consistently put your effort and you are patient and you thrive on your individuality and your ideas to move forward and scale high. I think, again, God bless you for all these initiatives, what the team is doing. Wish you all the very best, and looking forward to see the finalists on the Smart India Hackathon. Thank you very much for all the wonderful people here for giving me the opportunity to come and talk in this beautiful forum. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin, for that very elaborate talk, and it would have been really helpful for all the students who are part of this inauguration to have those takeaways, like how they should concentrate on the upcoming technologies and also concentrate on the user experience and hyper automation. Thank you again. Our next guest of honor is Mr. Conway from one of our problem statement owners, Autodesk. Mr. Conway is the Senior Manager, Regional Lead for Autodesk Asia Pacific and Japan Field Engagement Education, the world's leading design software company that serves industries where design is critical to success, building, manufacturing, infrastructure, and digital media. Autodesk provides solutions for sustainable design, digital prototyping, and the creation of visual media. Mr. Conway is responsible for strategic alliances with leading education institutions and government through partnership across Asia Pacific and Japan. He engages with education institutions, executives, government stakeholders, and students to empower the next generation with the latest in education and technology to enhance learning and also to ensure future-ready talents. Mr. Conway has over 20 years of IT experience, where he has held a variety of education, business development, sales, strategy, and licenses management leadership positions at major technology firms like Adobe and Oracle. I would like to invite Conway to give his address. Over to Conway.
Thank you so much, and a very good morning, Mrs. Kala Vijay Kumar, President, SSN Group of Institutions, Captain Ramanujam, Chief Guest, Dr. Anna Male, Principal, SSN Group of Institutions, Mr. Kevin George, Dr. George, Guest of Honor, and Dr. Chitra Babu, Nodal Officer, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, dear students. On behalf of Autodesk, it is my pride and privilege to be here today as part of the Smart India Hackathon 2020. As part of what the guest of honor and Dr. Kala has mentioned as well, our goals keep us very united with the focus of inculcating a culture of product innovation. And more importantly, is the mindset of problem solving of you, the future generation, to enable the India's workforce of the future and preparing the younger generation for a marketplace where their design and make skills will be valuable and a competitive advantage for all construction, manufacturing, engineering companies. It is really, really exciting that the students participating in the Smart India Hackathon are empowered with one of the most sophisticated technologies there is today, generative design. Its adoption is growing very rapidly. We are certain that the way by which design is not only for the day-to-day items such as tables and chairs, but importantly, the most complex pieces of engineering such as cars or rockets. And let me share with you one of my favorite example, the space lander that we have developed with NASA. It has been referred to as one of the most complex piece of generative design ever. And it's been built to reach Saturn and Juniper. So the sky is the limit for you students, right? For our younger generation. If this is what we can do today with Fusion 360 and generative design, it is just an example. So imagine what you students will be able to create tomorrow, especially through this platform like the hackathon. But something else has been introduced, similar to what Dr. Kevin has mentioned as well, a new way of thinking. For decades, automation in Autodesk software has helped companies offload tasks, optimize processes. However, in this time and age, where software makes absolutely anything possible, it is imagination, not optimization, that moves us forward. So this is the future of making, a future where you students are not limited by technology, resources, or capability, but your very own imagination. So here, as an industry partner, as Autodesk, we make tools to help students, help people with design challenges every day. We help our customers automate how things are designed in the digital world and made in the physical world. In fact, we've been in the automation business for over 35 years, and we are very optimistic about automation. Or, Dr. Kevin has talked about, hyper automation. So rather than worrying about automation eliminating jobs, we focus on the opportunity where we can take automation and how we can help our users adapt to the age of human and machine collaboration. So we focus on where we can go together to make things better, to make them in a better way, and to make work better and more meaningful. So because along with the inevitable of more and the reality of less is the opportunity of better. That's where you students bring so much hope. So may you students be led by your imagination, supported with the right tools, industry tools, as you are faced with the real life challenges today and in the future. So as a company, as a partner, that's what moves us forward, enabling students, individuals, companies, and nations to solve real-world problems through our technology, and ultimately to make a world a better place for the current and future generation. So thank you, Smart India Hackathon Organizing Committee and Nodal Institute SSN College for allowing Autodesk and allowing us to extend our purpose to your teams and to your students. We are very confident that the great impact that will come out of this partnership in our organizations, and we look forward to the collaborations in the years ahead. And most importantly, to the students, all the very best, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Conway, for that wonderful address. I would like to find out whether Dr. Rana is in the group.
Yes, I am, Dr. Chitra.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Our next guest of honor is Dr. Ranadir Ghosh from FIS Global. So he is an AI ML quantitative specialist and he has been with FIS for 13 years. He was an academician earlier in the School of Information Technology and Mathematical Sciences with University of Ballarat, Australia. As an academic of international repute, he has published nearly 80 publications in various international journals, book chapters, and conferences. He also has obtained various research grants, awards, and has served as an editor for academic journals and has supervised masters and PhD students. His research expertise includes neural networks, genetic algorithm, fuzzy logic, data mining, pattern recognition, and image processing. At FIS, he has handled various roles, including data science research, product solutioning, client support, and professional services, team management, operations, etc. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Ranadir to give his address. Over to Rana.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm visible as well as you can hear me. Though online, I can definitely feel the vibration of so many young minds filled with positive energies. It's definitely an extraordinary gift in this difficult time. Let me tell you a story. In June 1999, when the first hackathon event happened, I was actually about to start doing my PhD. And well, you might have guessed by now, how old I am, right? I did not hear even the term for a very long time, This year, when I was asked to be associated with this event, first thing that came to mind was what could be the level of passion of these young minds to sit in front of a machine and work almost like for 3 days. So before I became a judge or evaluator, I just wanted to get some first-hand experience. I participated in one hackathon event, and then I realized something very fascinating, what I realized that I did not understand, how the time, passed. And most definitely, I must say that I realized this was not an event to prove your expertise in one particular thing. It involves various things from technology, business, soft skills, and many more. Let me give you one statistics from TechGeek. The most interesting solution at hackathon comes from young developers. And they're consumers of digital solutions and able to relate to ideas very easily. It all makes sense because when you know that most of these hackathons usually follow a design thinking methodology, and empathize is the first thing that that you should do in design thinking. So now I know the students are the real heroes of this event, and I'm definitely in a better position to do my role. I'm also sure that for many of you, your relationship with many of these organizations will be a long-term based on this foundation. If you notice in recent times, there has been a pragmatic change in the minds among industry leaders. Like innovation activity shifted from closed-door innovation to open type. Because benefits are many, we can do exchange of external ideas, technology, knowledge, talent, resources, and many more. It basically provides a mean to accelerate innovation. If you look at some of these recent hackathon events, you'll find 80 to 85% are from large organizations. And a recent report published that approximately 1,000 hiring has been done by large organizations through this last year hackathon. And interestingly, large organization also, increasing its hiring through hackathon events. FIS Global conducts its own internal global hackathon every year. Hundreds of teams from various countries participate in this internal event. In fact, this year, we had almost 300 teams from India itself. So you can think of this volume, and we did it online. And in FIS, we believe that creativity and innovation are essential pillars of knowledge-based society. We always look forward for opportunities to be a part of such events, and we have been part of, even in last year, we are part of this event. An amazing fact is that in India, we are noticing highest number of hackathon in IT sector for last 3 years, and you'll be very surprised. We are the conducting highest number of hackathons, and actually, US being the second. And every year, the numbers are increasing. And why this is possible? This is possible because there are a lot of support from colleges, non-profit organizations, government agencies. And, that sounds quite interesting, right? Before I conclude my speech on behalf of FIS, I would like to convey our sincere gratitude to become a part of such great initiative. Thanks all organizers. You have done a tremendous job in this difficult time to conduct such a large scale. It is, like unthinkable. And, thank you all ministers, PSUs, institution, corporates for your guidance and support. And most importantly, all of you students, to show your enthusiasm. I would like to, before I finish, I'd like to quote 2 lines from Tagore. Though individuals are separately seeking their expression, their success is never individualistic in character. Human beings must find and feel and represent in all their creative work the eternal, the creator. Wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rana, for that excellent address. Now we are almost nearing our inauguration function. I would like to propose the vote of thanks as Nodal Center head for this SSN College of Engineering Nodal Center. So it's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks in this inaugural function of the grand finale of Smart India Hackathon 2020 Software Edition, which is going to be happening entirely in the virtual online mode. So first of all, I would like to thank the Ministry of Human Resource Development, MHRD, and its innovation cell for not cancelling this edition due to the unprecedented COVID-19 pandemic and deciding to go ahead and conduct the event entirely in an online mode, despite the numerous challenges involved. I would like to thank AICTE, I4C, and Persistent Systems who have partnered with the MHRD Innovation Cell in this endeavor. My deep gratitude goes to our chief guest, Captain T.S. Ramanujam Sir, CEO, Logistics Sector Council, for accepting our invitation and joining this event as chief guest and delivering his chief guest address. Thank you, sir. I also place my sincere thanks to the guest of honor, Mr. Kevin George of Digital First, and our other industry representatives and guest of honors, Mr. Conway Go, Senior Manager, Regional Lead for Autodesk Asia Pacific, and Dr. Ranadir Ghosh, AIML Quantitative Specialist from FIS Global, for delivering their special address during this inauguration function. I would like to thank our SSN institution's president, Madam Kala Vijay Kumar, for gracing this occasion and delivering her presidential address, and also providing a conducive environment and encouraging us to pursue this kind of creative activities. And I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Annamalai sir, for entrusting this responsibility with me and providing all the necessary support. I would like to thank the single point of contact of this Nodal Center, Dr. Joseph Gladwin, and the entire Nodal Center team for their tireless efforts during the past 3 weeks, without which this event would not have been a reality. Lastly, I would like to thank all the enthusiastic student teams and their mentors who are participating in our Nodal Center and going to work on the 5 problem statements for the next 3 days. And I wish every one of you to have the great experience with this virtual edition of Hackathon. Good luck, students. Go and fight for that big prize. Thank you very much. Now the national inauguration, that YouTube link is typed in the chat box. So you can watch the national inauguration, which will be starting shortly at 9 o'clock through that YouTube link. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.